Your phone is face down on the kitchen table. The notification that came through 3 minutes ago said $622.14. Your mother is asking how it's going, and you say, really good, getting some traction, which is true in the way all incomplete sentences are true. The call ends warmly. You sit back down and open the spreadsheet you've opened 11 times today. The math is the same every time. 31 days, maybe 38 if you stop buying the coffee. This week you spent $300 on a tool that will save you 4 hours a week, which means you just traded 18 days of runway for the possibility of moving faster toward a number that isn't there yet. You tell yourself this is an investment. You are not wrong. You are also not entirely right. You don't spend very long looking at which one is more true. The first payment from a stranger arrives on a Tuesday. $800 from someone who found you through a search result. Not a friend, not a favor. Proof, finally, that the theory works. Not that it scales. You read the payment notification 4 times. Then you open the homepage and change the headline from what you actually believe to what the analytics show people click on. You screenshot the old version. You don't look at the screenshot again. The original version is still in your camera roll. No one will ask about it. A few months later, you charge $4,000 for work you used to do for $800. The client signs the same day, no negotiation. You sit with the contract open and try to answer the question that keeps forming, were you undercharging before or overcharging now? The question dissolves before it resolves. The first rule, the price isn't a reflection of the work. It's a test of what the other person believes about themselves. The $800 client believed they were getting a deal. The $4,000 client believed they were hiring someone worth $4,000. The work was identical. You were telling different stories to different people, and now you know that, and knowing it means you can never unknow it. The $800 felt like honesty. The $4,000 is just a different story told with more confidence. You close the contract, you begin the work. At some point, you have a client whose name changes the temperature of a room. You don't advertise this. You don't need to. You say the name once in a conversation and watch what happens to the other person's posture. A strategy forms around that observation without you consciously deciding to form one. You learn to ration the introduction. The person on the other end has indicated, not in words, that every referral you send is a small withdrawal from an account that has no stated limit, but definitely has a limit. You have made 2 introductions this year. Both landed. The account is in good standing. You have started to think of it in those terms. Account, standing, balance. An old colleague reaches out in October. She's been working with the wrong analytics vendor for 7 months. You can tell from 2 sentences, she doesn't know it yet. The vendor is taking her money and pointing her in a direction you already know is a dead end because you went 3 months down it yourself 2 years ago before someone told you the thing that changed everything. She asks if you know anyone worth talking to. You do. You know exactly who she should talk to. The introduction would cost you nothing and would save her somewhere around 4 months and $14,000 in misdirected spend. You have made this kind of introduction before, freely, when the person asking was someone whose trajectory you couldn't imagine intersecting with yours again. Her trajectory now intersects with yours. She is 3 months behind you in a space you are actively building in. The contact she needs is the same contact you are planning to pitch next quarter. You have not pitched them yet. The account is warm but not closed. You tell her you'll think about who might be a good fit and get back to her. You mean this when you say it. You do think about it briefly, that evening. Then you move to the next tab. 6 weeks later, you pitch the contact. They become a client. $9,500 recurring. In the same week, she messages you. She's still with the wrong vendor. She spent $11,000 since October trying to fix a problem that was not fixable from inside the relationship she was in. She has found the right contact herself, finally, through someone else. 4 months of bad data, she writes, would have saved so much time if I'd known sooner. You type, that's brutal. Glad you found the right path. You mean it. You also do not mention that you knew the path in October, or that the person who could have shortened her by 4 months is now invoiced under your company name. Both of these things are true at the same time, and you let them stay separate. She replies with a thumbs up. You close the thread. The second rule, leverage is a clean word for a dirty math. Someone else's hour sold at your rate. You are on the correct side of the margin now. You got there by sitting on the wrong side of someone else's margin first, which means you understand exactly how the mechanism works. This is why you don't bring it up. The hire starts a few months later. They close their first client and message you immediately. Excited? 3 exclamation points. How much should I charge for the next one? You quote them a number. It's fair by every industry standard. It is also 40% of what you will invoice for the same work. You reply great work and mean it completely, without any detectable irony. They took the stability. You took the risk. Both of you agreed to the general shape of this before it started. The $10,000 month lands and you look at the dashboard. You look again, the number is real, recurring, and it does not feel like arrival. Feels like the problem relocated. The specific thing that changes, the list of people you call back the same day has gotten shorter, with no decision made, no deliberate revision, just an accumulation of choices that each felt locally reasonable. The friend who let you sleep on their couch in month 3 sent a voice message 9 days ago. You see it at 11:02 p.m. Their birthday was last Tuesday. You record a memo back. Genuine, warm, specific to them in the way only real history makes specific. You send it. Then you open the video you posted this morning. 4,100 views. The analytics tab loads before you close the app. You don't decide which one matters more. You just notice which one you checked first. The bandwidth a friendship requires is now the same bandwidth the business uses. These are not the same bandwidth, and they are also exactly the same bandwidth. You did not choose this. You just stopped choosing against it, which is the same thing done quietly. Several months into consistent 5-figure months, you sit down to write a script about what changes at $10,000 a month. 7 points. Point 4 is this. Nothing changes. The number that will finally fix things has become $20,000. The video you are making right now is the same bait you once clicked on when your phone was face down and your account said $622.14, and you needed someone to tell you the threshold was real and crossable and worth the tossed. You read point 4. It breaks the arc. You cut it. The third rule, the threshold always moves. This is not a bug in the system. It is the system. The video performs 34% better without point 4. A top comment reads, "Most honest thing I've seen about money." They mean the 6 remaining points. Point 4 is in a draft folder on a laptop that will eventually be replaced. Someone in your DMs asks what really changed at $10,000 a month. You open the reply box. You write the honest version. The threshold that moved, the friendship you didn't call back, the colleague you told you'd think about it and then didn't, the $9,500 client that closed the same week she found the right path on her own. 4 paragraphs. You read it once. You delete it. You write honestly, the freedom to bet bigger. It compounds from there. They send a fire react. They make a note to remember this. They will not remember it. You started because you saw a video. Someone had come back to describe what the view looked like from the other side. The description was accurate enough to be useful and incomplete enough to keep you watching. There is a kitchen table somewhere right now. Someone is on a call saying really good, getting some traction. Their phone is face down. The bank notification says something specific and true. They have chosen not to read aloud. They found your video. They clicked the thumbnail you once clicked. They are taking notes on the 7 points. The machine doesn't need you to keep making them. It already has the next one.